Hi everyone, welcome back to Scented Moments channel. I'm Jolima. In this video, I want to talk about the best vetiver fragrances out there. Of course, I don't have all of them, nor I tried all of them, but I tried quite a few fragrances to say that these 12 fragrances that I have here, some of the finest vetiver fragrances that you need to try if you love vetiver, of course. I have a few designers here, but the vast majority are niche fragrances, and I will not mention them in a specific order because it would be just unfair. I love all of these fragrances. Some of them are similar to each other, some of them are more unique, more complex, with more layers. I really do love all of these, and it would be just hard and unfair basically to rank them in an order, because tomorrow would be different, and I'm not in the mood to have all the trouble to rank them in a specific order. So that being said, the first fragrance that I want to mention that it's just brilliant, it's from the house of Christian Dior, and it is Eau Sauvage Parfum. But this is the 2012 edition because this is a black label here in the center. Nowadays, this is a silver label. This was reformulated in 2017, and honestly, the current formulation isn't that bad. It's one of the few occasions, rare occasions, where the reformulation actually, it's not that bad, not at all. This one is, of course, as you can see by the color of the liquid, this is more dark and dense, whilst the current formulation feels lighter and more citrusy. This one has only three notes, at least three notes officially listed: bergamot, myrrh, and vetiver. My only regret of these fragrances to only have a 50 ml and not a 100 ml. I have a 100 ml of the original Eau Sauvage, which I absolutely love. It's one of those that you need to have. It's a classic that you need to have. This one is definitely dense, thick, resinous, a bit dusty, also has a dustiness in here, but it has the grassiness and the rootiness of vetiver. But if I would say the most prominent note here, it's the myrrh actually, followed by vetiver and a hint of bergamot in the top. I think this is a brilliant perfume. It's a fantastic scent, and again, the current formulation, it's also great. The myrrh is definitely toned down, and I think they replaced myrrh with another note that now I don't remember, but it still has that slightly resinous nuance, more prominent in the citruses, and the vetiver also is a bit more hemmed up, but overall the sentinet is there. So I think they really did a great job, and it feels lighter, it feels also more versatile. But this one, if you can find this one, this version, of course, just grab it, because it will soon be impossible to find it. Man, this is wonderful. So first mention of, in terms of vetiver fragrances, is Eau Sauvage Parfum. And the next fragrance that I want to mention, it's from the house of Roja, and it is vetiver. And this is the Parfum Cologne concentration, which I think is the only concentration available nowadays. Before, you had the Vetiver Parfum, which it was really praised back in the day, but then that was discontinued, and now you have only this one. I really do like the bottle presentation of this fragrance, and when compared, because I have the whole Parfum Cologne collection, which was given to me for review purposes. The brand reached out to me, and well, then they sent the whole collection, which I was really grateful. And I did already a video just about the Parfum Cologne, so feel free to check that video out. This one, but I will tell you right away, this one is my favorite of the bunch. This is the one that has more yeah, it has more body, it has more density, has more character, and in terms of performance, actually is the one that performs the best. I really do love this vetiver. I really do like this vetiver. This vetiver is very grassy, intense, rooty, earthy, and you have lots of citruses also to balance the rootiness. This is very dry, and it's straightforward vetiver, like the name implies, of course. I never tried the Extrait. I think the Extrait would be brilliant. I think it for sure smelled amazing. This one, it's the only version that I know of, but I think it's a fragrance that I highly suggest you that you should try. I think you should try this one if you love vetiver. Yeah, the price is a bit steep. It's this collection overall of Roja, it's quite overpriced, and I think now they are raising their prices by £20. So now it's £245. Yeah, for 100 ml, that's almost 300 euros. So it's a bit steep. Nonetheless, I mean, it's still a fragrance that I invite you to sample. I think it's really worth for you to check out. If you find a great deal, perfect. If not, at least you will know this fragrance, how this fragrance smells like. Because again, it's a great vetiver, a great quality vetiver scent. So again, Roja Vetiver Parfum Cologne. Next fragrance that I want to mention, it's from the house of Etat Libre d'Orange, and this is one of the most unique vetivers in this list. It is Fat Electrician, and I absolutely love the name Fat Electrician. Etat Libre d'Orange, it's a very unique French house with very unique creations. The majority of them are not mass appealing. This one, I mean, you gotta love vetiver. You really need to love vetiver. It's a very avant-garde fragrance house overall, Etat Libre d'Orange. After all, this fragrance house has the infamous Sécrétion Magnifique, which I never tried, actually. At least I don't remember that I ever tried. But vetiver in this one, the Fat Electrician, this is unique because it has myrrh. It's a bit smoky. It has like a mildly incense in here, but it's sweet, resinous, a bit incensey, at least for me. And of course, with vetiver, rooty vetiver. It's a very well done scent. I think it's one of the best perfumes of this house. It's Fat Electrician. I mean, the name, it always cracks me up. But it's a high quality scent, I would say. And in terms of pricing for niche fragrance, it's quite good. This is a 100 ml. I think this is eau de parfum concentration. Yes, this is eau de parfum concentration, and the price of this one brand new is 130. It's between 130 and 140 euros, between that price range. So I think it's very reasonable priced for the quality, for the blend, for the uniqueness. Overall, I think this is a fragrance house that deserves more attention because of the uniqueness. Not all of their fragrances, I mean, smell natural, smell super realistic. You know, they are not that natural smelling fragrances, let's say, like Profumum Roma is. Although I'm not saying that Profumum Roma is using natural ingredients or just natural ingredients, but they come across as natural, as realistic, the blend itself. Etat Libre d'Orange, not so much. Nonetheless, I think the blend is here, the uniqueness is here, and also the presentation is quite unique. Of course, you have the names. I mean, they all have very unique and funny names. And this one is definitely one of their finest because it's a high quality vetiver. It's a realistic vetiver with myrrh, with again this sweet, resinous, incensey scent DNA. I think it's a stunning scent, very unique. The only downside, although it's an eau de parfum concentration, it's the performance. That doesn't perform all that much, unfortunately, at least on my skin. Nonetheless, What really matters is the scent itself, and this is one of the finest Vetivers out there. It's Fat Electrician from Etat Libre. Now the next fragrance that I want to mention is from the house of Tom Ford. I mean, this doesn't need any introduction, and it is Guerlain Vetiver, Eau de Parfum. Now, yes, you can see I already wore this a lot, but to be honest, I don't wear this in a long time, for a long time. This was my signature scent back in 2017. 2018, it's when I wore this a lot, but I mean really a lot. And then after that, well, I started to discover other fragrances, other type of fragrances, and well, this started to be kept in the back of the collection. And in the other hand, I didn't want to finish this one. Actually, I didn't want to repurchase another Guerlain Vetiver because I wanted to discover other fragrances. But now I just want to really finish this bottle and purchase another one. 50 ml is great. This Guerlain Vetiver Eau de Parfum, I prefer the Eau de Parfum because it's more heavy, more dense. The Eau de Toilette, which I think the Eau de Toilette was discontinued, it was more light, refreshing. This one has the citruses, has a vetiver, and you can see like all the scent DNA of vetiver fragrances are quite similar to each other. You have the citruses, and then you have this grassy, rooty, earthy vetiver, and then it depends. Some add more florals, other fragrances add even more vetiver, other fragrances add more resinous nuances, but in the end, they all share this scent DNA. Vetiver, it's a very unique and very distinctive note because it has this rootiness, and for me, I consider this like a woodsy note, a grassy woodsy note, and it feels very masculine, very mature. So vetiver, it's not for everyone. I always love vetiver, and actually this is the reason why I love vetiver. It's a Guerlain Vetiver from Tom Ford. This is so elegant, so chic, long-lasting, great performance, at least on my skin. It's great, and it's versatile. It's very versatile. Vetiver for me is very versatile. The scent DNA, it's very versatile. It's signature scent worthy. Of course, it's not maybe the most appealing note because it's not sweet. It doesn't have any sweet undertones, but I feel that it's very versatile, the scent character of perfumes with vetiver. Yeah, and this is one of them. Absolutely love this. Again, citruses, vetiver, done really well. It's great. So many memories attached with this one. This is Tom Ford Guerlain Vetiver Eau de Parfum. Now the next fragrance is from the house of Guerlain, and this is a classic, Guerlain Vetiver. This is the Eau de Toilette. You had the extreme version, which it's discontinued. This one is the only one that it's available nowadays, although maybe you can find still the extreme version in the online discounters, but this one is a classic. This one is the classic. Again, yeah, citruses, vetiver, but here you have tobacco. Tobacco leaves here, and actually tobacco leaves here are quite prominent and make this fragrance more unique and makes this fragrance also more mature, let's say. This is stunning, but I feel that this is harder to wear. I need to be in the mood to wear this one because this one feels more old school when comparing, for example, with Guerlain Vetiver from Tom Ford. Yeah, I feel this one, I need to be in the mood to wear this. Of course, Vetiver is here. This is a Guerlain, and this is a classic Guerlain. So it's the type of fragrance that, the type of vetiver fragrance that if you love vetiver, I mean, it's a scent that you need to have, period. You can find great deals in the online discounters with vetiver, so it's one of those that you really need to have if you love vetiver like I do. But again, this is a type of fragrance that overall I need to be in the mood to wear this, because this has a borderline fougere feel, like an old school fougere with tobacco vetiver. Yeah, I need to be in a specific mood to wear this, but nonetheless, this is fantastic. Love this one. It's Guerlain Vetiver. It's a classic. Doesn't need also any introduction here. It's a stunning scent. Next fragrance that I have here is from House of Lalique, and it is Encre Noire à l'extrême. Now, when we are talking about vetivers, we need to mention this line. Now, I could have mentioned Encre Noire, which I have the original. I could also mention the Encre Noire Sport, which I also have. But well, for the sake of this video, I just wanted to feature one fragrance from the Encre Noire collection, and this one is my favorite, so I'm featuring this one. But in general, you should. It depends on if you are willing to pay for these three fragrances, but because these are very affordable in the online discounters. I mean, if you want to buy vetiver on a budget, this is the one for you. The Encre Noire à l'extrême, the Encre Noire original, the Sport concentration, I mean, any of them will serve, and all of them are worth having. Because these feel like true luxury vetiver fragrances. Very well done, great blend. The uniqueness is here. This one is, oh man, this is so good. It's so balsamic. Yeah, it's incensey, very balsamic, dry, resinous. But the resins here aren't gooey nor sweet. It's like resin, like a dry resin. Dry resins, smoky, balsamic, dark vetiver. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. This is a brilliant perfume. Long lasting. This is an eau de parfum concentration. The Encre Noire, the original, is an eau de toilette, just like the Sport version is also an eau de toilette. But this one is eau de parfum. Great performance, quite masculine, dry. This is perfect for fall and winter time. I absolutely love this. It's a stunning scent. It's one of those fragrances that I will always have in my collection. This entire range, the Encre Noire range, it's one of the best lines out there, especially for the price. Encre Noire à l'extrême from Lalique. The next fragrance is from the House of Hermès, and this is not Terre d'Hermès, which could be featured in this video. I have Terre d'Hermès. I really do like Terre d'Hermès, but this one is better. It is Bel Ami Vétiver. Bel Ami Vétiver. I really do love this bottle presentation. Bel Ami Vétiver, a flanker of the original Bel Ami. Different, I feel, quite different from the original Bel Ami. For me, Bel Ami is very spicy, leathery, of course, and I don't detect much woody notes. Here, the spiciness are toned down, and you are left with this brilliant vetiver with this dry leather accord. If it's citrusy in the opening, rooty vetiver with dry leather. Absolutely brilliant. This is a modern chypre done to perfection. Great performance. I mean, really, this is one of the finest perfumes from Hermès. And this was released in 2015, so I mean, it's not that old, not at all, and created by Jean-Claude Helena. It's quite intense, actually, and it feels a bit daring. Like the leather here feels a bit daring, but I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorites from Hermès. My top 3 Hermès, it's definitely this one, Bel Ami Vetiver. The next fragrance is from the house of Amouage, very underrated fragrance from Amouage, and it is Dia Man. Dia Man is fantastic. I love the Amouage presentation, but Dia Man is simply stunning. It's probably the most complex fragrance of the 12 fragrances that I'm listing here. It's definitely the most complex fragrance. It's a fragrance. This is the fragrance that has more things going on, has more layers, and because of that is more unique. It's the most unique of all of them because this has plum, and the plum here is fantastic to die for, realistic plum. And of course this has vetiver, which is quite prominent also. So basically you have plum, you have vetiver, you have a mildly incense undertone. Imagine like grabbing this Encre Noire à l'extrême, tone down the balsamic nuances, add plum, and add more, round it up basically. So tone down the balsamic undertones, the dry feel of this fragrance, tone that down, add plum, and round it up. And this is brilliant. And of course this has more notes going on, which now I don't remember, but for me the best way to describe this fragrance is really like that. It's grabbing the Encre Noire à l'extrême, add plum, round it up, tone down the smoky balsamic nuances, and you have Dia Man. But of course, I mean, this has more things going on. I'm not saying that this is similar to Encre Noire à l'extrême. No, this is very different from Encre Noire à l'extrême. It's just for you to understand how this fragrance smells like. And it's definitely worth having. So many layers, but at the same time you can smell them. You can smell the different stages of this fragrance. I love this, but the most prominent notes are definitely plum and vetiver. Stunning scent, and a lot of people complain about performance of this one. I don't have any complaints whatsoever. This lasts the entire day. I mean, yeah, the projection maybe will not be the best when comparing with other fragrances from Amouage, but especially from the Christopher Chong era. But I think this one really do last, at least on my skin. I don't have any complaints whatsoever. Dia Man from Amouage. The next fragrance is the most intense vetiver of this range of vetiver fragrances. It's the most intense, the most loud vetiver. It is from the house of Nishane, and it's Sultan Vetiver. Wow. I mean, seriously, you really need to love vetiver to appreciate this one. This is a vetiver bomb. Oof, damn, this is just out of this world. It's really one of the best vetivers out there. In terms of quality, blend, this has 3 types of vetiver, the Asian vetiver, and then they've featured Asian vetiver, and then there's another quality vetiver in here. I mean, it's 3 types of vetiver with bergamot, neroli, tonka beans. Wow, this fragrance is massive. But again, you really need to love vetiver to appreciate this one. It's loud. It's not scratchy. It's not. I think it's such a high quality scent that this is not scratchy at all. It's loud. Yes, it's very concentrated. After all, this is an extrait de parfum, but I will not say that this is scratchy because of the blend, because of the quality of the ingredients in here. This is one of the best from Nishane, and definitely top 5 vetiver fragrances. Definitely top 5 worthy. But again, you really need to appreciate vetiver. It's not just a like, you need to really to love, because this can be too much because it's of its intensity. Nonetheless, I think it's a must try, to say the least. It's Nishane Sultan Vetiver. Next fragrance is from the house of Frederic Malle, and it is Vetiver Extraordinaire. I've been wearing this one a lot lately. Vetiver Extraordinaire is a stunning vetiver. So smooth. It's such a smooth fragrance. It's completely the opposite of Sultan Vetiver. While Sultan Vetiver is just loud, intense, this one is smooth, and it's so addicting because of that. Yeah, this is one of the finest vetivers. I mean, I understand when people say that this might be a bit overpriced because this is it's a simple fragrance. It is. I mean, this is not complex. This is not overly complex, nor complex. I will not say that this is complex, but I absolutely love the smooth, dry earthiness of this fragrance. It's this is a high quality scent, another high quality scent, but this time from Frederic Malle, created by Dominique Ropion. I mean, it's one of those that you also need to try. But for me, I will go even further to say that this is a must-have. While, for example, Nishane Sultan Vetiver might not be for everyone because of its intensity, but this one, I mean, it's a very versatile fragrance. Again, it's smooth, it's alluring. It has the citruses, you have the vetiver, you have the grassiness, slightly grassiness, but a bit resinous also. Slightly resinous. It's green, it's woody, it's dry, it's gentlemanly, elegant scent. I mean, I think it's a fragrance that you really need to try, and a must-have from Frederic Malle, definitely. It's Vetiver Extraordinaire. The next fragrance is from the house of Profumum Roma, and it is Audace. I purchased this one last year, one of my favorite discoveries of last year. It was my signature scent during the fall time, and I absolutely love this. Oh. First of all, I mean, Profumum Roma, it's one of my all-time favorite perfume houses overall. My favorite niche fragrance house, and when adding the designers, I mean, I think I would still say that it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite overall. I love Profumum Roma since day one. Audace is vetiver, of course, with tonka bean, with anise, star anise, and myrrh. So this, yeah, the anise in here is quite prominent, but it's so addicting. The tonka beans with the myrrh, I mean, it's sweet, but not that sweet. It has a bitterness. It's bittersweet. Yeah, with the anise and vetiver, this grassy, woodsy vetiver, but it's very nutty at the same time. This is a very nutty fragrance. Resinous, sweet, bittersweet, spicy, nutty vetiver. I mean, done to perfection. Seriously, this fragrance is so addicting. It's a sweet vetiver. Sweet, resinous, spicy vetiver. Fantastic. Oh, wow. And the intensity is here, and it's done just so well. This is smooth, it's sensual. It's definitely, well, I will not say the most sensual, but if I would say, I mean, if I would rank like sensual vetivers, this would be number 2 or maybe number 1, because the next one that I will feature is also very, very sensual. So it's this one and the next one that I will feature. Both are very sensual. I absolutely love this one. This is often compared with Vetiver Tonka from Hermès, from the Hermès collection. I much prefer Audace. Audace is more intense. The Vetiver here is more prominent, whilst in the Vetiver Tonka, the Vetiver is very thin, barely detectable, at least for me. The Tonka Bean definitely is the main player of that fragrance. Here, things are more balanced and it's more complex. It has the anise in here, the myrrh, so more resinous, definitely spicier, and more prominent vetiver. I love this. This is just incredible, and it's very smooth. Again, love this. It's Audace from Profumum Roma. And last but definitely not least, this is my latest acquisition. I'm finally a proud owner of my third Chanel Les Exclusive or Chanel exclusive fragrance, Sycomore. Now, if you are following this channel for a while, you know that I uploaded a video like a year ago or a couple of years ago comparing Sycomore with Lalique Encre Noire à l'Extrême. Back in the day, I had a sample, and I still have actually that sample of Sycomore, and then I was comparing the two. In that video, I said that this was not worth having because it shares similarities with this one and this one. I mean, you can buy this Encre Noire à l'Extrême by a small fraction of the price of Sycomore. So in that video I said, well, this is not worth having basically, and just go with this one. Today I kind of changed my mind, not entirely though. I will not go as far to say that just skip this one and go with Sycomore. No, I'll not go that far, because this one still, for me, it's a very high quality scent, high quality vetiver. But what changed? It's really, well, I tested Sycomore more after I uploaded that video, and I don't know, it was just one day last year actually, when I was trying the Les Exclusive, it just clicked. And now that I'm diving into Chanel more and more, I'm appreciating Sycomore also more and more. Now, I'm not saying that I stopped caring about this one. No, I still love Encre Noire à l'Extrême, and I still love the entire range of Encre Noire, but all I'm saying is I changed my mind on Sycomore. I think it's really worth having. It's worth having. It's unique enough. Oh man, this is so good. It's vetiver, it's nutty, it has aldehydes, of course. It's creamy, it has a creaminess, creamy nuttiness with vetiver. I mean, this is a type of vetiver that only Chanel can make. It's simply to die for. For example, this doesn't have the balsamic nuances of Encre Noire à l'Extrême. This is not as dry as Encre Noire à l'Extrême. And Encre Noire à l'Extrême is not nutty. It doesn't have the nuttiness, doesn't have the aldehydes, of course. So both, they are still quite different, although the type of vetiver here is kind of similar. Yes, you can see similarities, but when you really test them side by side, you can see there's a lot of differences still. Now then, it's a matter of, is this worth having? Yes, for me it is, even for the price I paid full retail. So for me, it's definitely worth having. Great performance, it's very masculine, it's very alluring, very sensual. It's a sensual vetiver. It's very addicting. So yeah, that's why I was saying, if I would talk about sensual vetivers, it would definitely be Sycomore and Audace. But again, this is incredible. Of course, if I would rank, this would be my number one just because I just purchased this one, but and that's why I didn't want it to rank, because I would be completely biased. But definitely this is a fragrance that I'm really enjoying. That's why I purchased it, and it's a reason why I'm talking about Vetiver fragrances. Really, I really do love this one. Now, of course, I accept all the critics like, oh, this is overpriced. You have better offerings for, of course you do, for a fraction of the price. Yes, you do. I mean, better offerings, maybe I will not go that far, but definitely you have solid alternatives for a fraction of the price, definitely. Actually, I mean, this one also, Guerlain Vetiver, it's also a fragrance that, although it's very different from Sycomore, but it's still a great vetiver scent for a fraction of the price in the online discounters. Even this one is cheaper. This one is cheaper even in the even the official price tag of Vetiver Extraordinaire for a 100 ml, it's 245 euros. This one is, for a 200 ml, is 330. Of course you get more liquid, but with that it's more steep, the price. That's still, man, I'm a proud owner of Sycomore. It's one of the finest vetivers ever created. Completely changed my mind on Sycomore, and that happens when you are in this hobby for a long time. You are changing your mind, and when you are just rediscovering, re-exploring fragrances. So that might happen for sure. So finishing this video is Sycomore by Chanel. It's a must-have from the Les Exclusive. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Long video already. Tell me in the comments down below what vetiver fragrances you love. What vetiver fragrances should I try? I know Healy has one that it's amazing, which is Vetiver Veritas. It's fantastic. It's just vetiver. It's straightforward vetiver. Extrait de Parfum. It's amazing. But tell me in the comments down below, what other vetivers should I explore? Thank you for watching. Thank you for your ongoing support, and see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.